Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about Gaussian surface. Now what is a Gaussian surface? So it is a closed hypothetical surface which is drawn around any charge distribution enclosing them. Now what are the various shapes possible for the Gaussian surface? Are all shapes applicable or there are only limited number of shapes for Gaussian surface to be drawn? To analyze this, let's start from the very basic law in electrostatics, and that is called Gauss law. Now from Gauss law we know the flux E dot dA is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed. This is your Gauss law, where the left hand side of the equation represents the flux of the electric field, and this is the statement of your Gauss law. Now Gauss law is a very powerful law, and it is the quickest and the easiest way of calculating the electric field only when there is symmetrical distribution of charge. Now Gauss law is always true for any closed surface, but it is not always useful. This thing we have to understand. So just for the simplicity, let us assume that there is a non-distribution of charge, non-uniform distribution of charge, and let us choose any Gaussian surface. So what will happen? In this case, the electric field vector will not be in the direction of the dA vector. First thing, the electric field vector will not be in the direction of dA vector. That means it is neither parallel to it nor it is anti-parallel. Moreover, the magnitude of electric field is not constant over the surface that we have chosen, and hence in this integral we can write magnitude of E, magnitude of dA, cos theta is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times Q enclosed. So if we have chosen any Gaussian surface, the magnitude of electric field will not be constant, and this electric field will not come outside of this integral, and hence we cannot calculate the electric field, which is the required case. So that is why symmetry is important. Symmetry is important to the Gauss, to the application of this application of Gauss's law. So this is the reason if we choose any Gaussian surface, the main task to calculate the electric field will not be possible. So therefore, as far as I know, there are three kinds of symmetrical distribution of charge. The first is called spherical symmetry. Now, what would be the Gaussian surface for the spherical symmetry? Consider a sphere of radius r such that the charges are distributed on its surface, or it is distributed in the entire volume. Taking center as common, r as a radius, we can always draw a Gaussian surface around the sphere, and this Gaussian surface is a concentric sphere around this spherical distribution of charge. This type of Gaussian surface is a concentric sphere around this spherical distribution of charge. So in this case, all the electric field lines will pass through this Gaussian surface, and if you consider any area element, on the Gaussian surface, you'll find that the electric field vector and the area vector will be parallel to it, and hence for the integral E dot dA vector, which is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed, the magnitude of E will come outside of the integral and we will only left with the magnitude of dA. And solving for this integral, we can calculate the electric field around this spherical distribution. The next case is your cylindrical symmetry. Let us consider a long straight wire. Now basically the wire is in the shape of a cylinder, thin cylinder. Charges are distributed along its length such that the electric field lines are radially outward. In case of spherical distribution also, the electric field lines are radially outward. So in this case, taking R as distance, we can always draw a cylinder of any length L such that the magnitude of electric field on this curved surface area will always be a constant, because the distance from the wire to the curved surface is fixed, which is always equals to the radius of the cylinder. And hence again in this case, if you calculate this integral, which is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed, again the magnitude of electric field will come out of the integral and we are only left with, and moreover if you see again in this case, the area vector and the electric field will be in the same direction, and therefore the magnitude of electric field will come out of the integral and we are left with the integral of dA vector magnitude, and solving for this dA we can calculate the required amount of electric field. And the third symmetry which is possible is called the planar symmetry. Planar symmetry. What is a planar symmetry? So in this case we have a plane sheet of charges where the charges are distributed on its surface. It is distributed on both sides of the surface. Now the only possible Gaussian surface in case of planar symmetry which is possible is, so let us suppose at any point P, which is d distance from the sheet, we have to calculate the electric field. So we can always draw a Gaussian surface So this type of Gaussian surface is called, this is your Gaussian surface which is called pillbox. It is also similar to your matchbox. So if this is your plane sheet, just put a matchbox on its surface on both sides of the sheet. It will take a closed Gaussian surface. So this is your closed Gaussian surface which is called your pillbox. So this dotted represents the Gaussian surface below the plane sheet and this dark one is above the plane sheet. This is the closed Gaussian surface enclosing some amount of charge having this area A. Again in this case at any point P from the plane sheet which is a distance D, your electric field, the magnitude of electric field will always be a constant because it is at fixed distance from this sheet, and therefore again in this case what we will have E dot dA, which is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed. Again in this case what will happen, the magnitude of the electric, this is the direction of electric field for upward, and this is the direction of electric field for downwards. So we can see if this is the area of this pillbox, then area vector will be given by in the upward direction dA vector, and electric field vector and dA vector are again the same direction. So the magnitude of electric field will be constant, it will come out of the integral, and we are left with this magnitude of dA, and this is 1 by epsilon times the charge enclosed, and hence solving this integral of area vector will have the electric field for this planar symmetry above the plane sheet. So this is all about how to draw the Gaussian surface and what are the only possible Gaussian surfaces. So one is your Gaussian surface, which is for spherical symmetry, which will be a concentric sphere. Another is your cylindrical symmetry for your linear charge distribution, because in this case we can always take this magnitude of electric field outside of the integral, and for the planar symmetry we'll have this Gaussian pillbox, which is similar to the matchbox kept on the planar sheet above and below the sheet, such that it will enclose the total charge. So your main motive is always to draw a Gaussian surface which will enclose the charges, and the Gaussian surface should be drawn in such a manner that the magnitude of electric field should always be constant, can come out of the integral, so that you can calculate the electric field. This is all about your Gaussian surface. Thank you so much.